likely qualifies me to offer some ancient wisdom to you all. But here is some unwarranted advice for you all. But first, and I need to say this clearly, I'm incredibly proud of our team. We had only a few months to rebuild a fundraising program that honestly needed to be rebuilt from the ground up. In that short time, this team raised and secured more than $300,000 for College Democrats in this convention. And for this convention, without selling out the values that brought us all here today. That did not happen because of one person or one big check. It happened because people made the calls, built the relationships, and followed up on believing that this organization was worth investing in. Are we worth investing in, College Democrats? That is what organized power looks like. Now, to my advice. Who has heard a politician say, by show of hands, there's power in your voice, and walked away wondering, what does that even mean? There is power in your willingness to use it, but having a voice does not automatically give you power. The power to stand up, to stop doom scrolling, and actually do something to change our country and our lives for the better. One voice can start a conversation. Thousands of organized voices can take back the House, take back the Senate, and take back the freedoms stolen from us. Let me hear it from you. Take back the Senate.
Take back the Senate.
Take back the House.
Take back the House.
College Democrats, we are not fighting to take freedom away from anybody like the people on the other side of the aisle. We are fighting to win our freedoms back. Liberty means learning without classrooms and politicians censoring your classroom. Organizing a union without retaliation. Deciding what happens to your own body. Voting without another barrier in your way. Getting sick without losing your education, your home, or your future. And who agrees? Simply saying Trump is bad is not good enough anymore. Yes, Donald Trump is dangerous, but he did not emerge from nowhere. He is the product of a corrupted system that turns financial insecurity into resentment, public failure into private profit, and turns working people against one another while someone else writes the rules for us. No more. I say no more. Do we say no more, College Democrats? Let's try name what that system looks like. The military-industrial complex can always find money for another contract, while students are told there's never enough money for tuition. There's never
These
enough
guys are
money
crazy.
for grants. There's never
Can
enough money
chat?
for funding,
Can you guys hear?
housing, or classrooms. Big Pharma looks at sickness and sees revenue. Big Tech and big AI, I guess now, looks at your attention, your anger, and your data and sees another product. You, corporate landlords in big capital, look at a home where somebody should be able to build a life and see an asset to buy. Then they raise the rent on us and sell it back to us at a price we can't even afford. They are looting our bank accounts, our time, our security, our liberty, our happiness, our chance to own things that we buy. Nevertheless, a home. They do not need a secret meeting. The system already rewards them for extracting more while giving us less. And while working people fight one another over scraps, the people who wrote the rules walk away with the whole damn table. We are not against people succeeding. We are against the system where a handful of people succeed by making everybody else poorer, less healthy, less free, and less libertarian. A new Democratic Party must name that system, name who profits, and organize enough people to change it without blaming our neighbors.
He's like, abolish the commodity form.
By the concentration of power
Jail
and wealth
landlords.
in the country. When I say a new Democratic Party, I do not mean a new logo or another slogan from a consulting firm. I mean a new way of operating, a party that trusts young people with responsibility, a party of workers, students, renters, parents, and seniors, a party defined not only by what we oppose, but by what we build together.
He's going to say, liquidate the kulaks.
So, take three things home. Stop doing
Collectivize the farmland.
Do something. Encourage your neighbors, friends, families to get up and do something. But I know you all here are doing that. You traveled from all around the country to come here together, meet your fellow college Democrats, and organize for a better tomorrow. So I implore you, take the next step. Take on a seat in the Democratic Committee at the state, local, national level. In Pennsylvania, college Democrats and young Democrats are doing exactly that. We're winning seats in our state committee and our local committees and filling seats that otherwise would go, unfilled, vacant, or appointed by party chairs and leadership in smoky back rooms. We say no more to that. Second, pick up a fight.
It's
Do
gonna
not
be tough.
leave here promising
The
to
upstage
get
is
more
here.
involved. Choose a race, choose a campus,
I'm gonna throw
or
the
one to your goal.
Ripping the
Third,
whole
take
speech.
someone with you. Invite the quiet person into the conversation. Give a new member real responsibility. Build relationships with labor and community organizations and fellow clubs on campus. And when you gain power, open the door wider behind you and uplift others like the people who helped you get there. That is how we build a new Democratic Party. And CDA has proven that principles do not make us powerless. During my term, we rejected corporate, dark money, military-industrial complex, and APAC-aligned money. And still, we transformed our organization from an organization with a 3-digit budget into a 6-digit budget. We did that together. We can do this shit for real, guys. We can do this shit for real. One last thing I'll say. Civil liberties advocates warn that language this broad, like that used in NSPM 7 domestic terrorist listing and designations that recently came out against our friends at the Sunrise Movement. It's ridiculous. In Ohio, just 2 weeks ago, organizers in the faith community and voter registrations that turn out black and brown communities, they had their HQs in their homes raided and their doors knocked upon in the morning. A government always says it is only going after somebody dangerous or controversial. Today, that might be someone like our next speaker. Just a few weeks ago, what happened in Ohio? The moment we silence ourselves because we are afraid of being next is the moment intimidation has worked. Silence does not protect freedom, but solidarity does. So let me hear you. Take back the Senate.
Take back the Senate.
Take back the House.
Take back the House.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to do it, and I'm ready to walk to victory here in November. But it's not going to be an easy walk. We're going to have a fight, guys. But we're in it. We're in the fight for lives. Take up a fight. Take a seat. Take someone with you. And speaking of someone who has never waited for permission to use his voice, our next guest practices freedom of speech the way some of us practice doom scrolling. Constantly, intensely, and sometimes for several consecutive hours. College Democrats, it is my pleasure to welcome Hasan Piker.
This is what we're using, right? Okay. This might be a little...
Put it on the top.
I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, it's a little bit short for me, unfortunately, so apologies. Okay, brought a little bit of Diet American Dew with me on stage. It's reflecting pool colored. It's delicious. Not a sponsor. Just putting that out there. What an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me, College Democrats of America. It's a great honor to be here in the heart of the American empire, in the belly of the beast, speaking to the future activists of the Democratic Party, but as an outsider currently pushing for an insurgency. To be honest, when I first got the call from this organization, I first said, I don't know what that is, I'll be honest. I apologize. And then they told me they hadn't held a national convention of this size since the Nixon era. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. And then I was a little worried. I'll admit. Me and the Democratic Party were not so close as of late, as many of you know. I thought to myself, perhaps the Center for American Progress has set up a trap for me. Dear attendant, are you in the room? I apologize for everything I've said. After all, it's not a secret that there are many, many people in the Democratic Party that wish that I would go away, who wish that this movement would go away. Well, I'm here to tell you, we're here to stay. Now, a lot of people, including probably your future employers or your current employers, they call me a lot of names. They say I'm an idealist, a radical, a terrorist. But the one thing that they don't call me is a liar. And I think that anyone who wants a better future for the world, let alone this country, needs to understand that it is our job to always seek truth from facts. We must always expand our knowledge of the world around us and to use that knowledge to build a worldview, and then we can move on to change the world. And the reason why I stress this is because a lot of people, they see this as a career. And I work with a lot of campaigns. I've worked with establishment Democrats in the past, and right now I'm working with a lot of Democratic Socialists all around the country. And the one difference that I always see is moral conviction. Moral conviction to always say the truth. And an endless thirst to understand exactly what's going on. We have a lifetime of social conditioning that has guided our lives, that has motivated the way that we see the world. Sometimes that means we have a lot of blind spots. But moral conviction is really important, because that is what makes the difference between the insurgents and the establishment Democrats that are simply following along. And I think that anyone and everyone here must constantly push for this. This task takes on a new importance today. Lies and disinformation are the currency of our enemies on the right. Unable to compete with us over here in reality, right-wingers instead try to make humanity live in their dangerous fantasy land, constantly finding new enemies in our neighborhoods to position as a reason for why we are all experiencing the same struggles born out of capitalism. But sometimes, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. When the right traffics in lies, the lane for telling it like it is wide open. And whoever can do that, whoever can tell the truth, they will own the future. But people fail this basic test all the time, especially in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm sure that many of you in this room feel the same energy that I do, a feeling shared by more and more people all the time, of frustration frustration with decades of political ineptitude in the face of rising fascism. Many people in this room have only known Trump, but to the older folks here and also watching at home, think about that for a second. The only politics that people in this room have ever known is shot through with Donald J. Trump. Political life shaped from above by a narcissistic tyrant who enriches himself, his ridiculous family, the Epstein class, as well as the billionaires who were smart enough to get caught, smart enough to avoid getting caught. Sorry. As well as the billionaires who were too smart to get caught, going to Little St. James, and even a billionaire who was uninvited from Little St. James Island because his lives were that atrocious for the pedophiles. Although American politicians have never been much at truth-telling, for over 10 years, the terms of our discourse have been set by a megalomaniacal pervert. The late writer Mike Davis summed up our situation well in his final published essay a few years ago. He said, "Unlike the high Cold War when politburos, parliaments, presidential candidates, and general staffs to some extent balanced megalomania at the top, there are few safety switches between today's maximum leaders and Armageddon. Never has so much fused economic, media, and military power been put into so few hands." To you, young people of America who have chosen to enter the world of electoral politics, I know that you have grown up in this degraded era where bigotry and deceit are so blatantly rewarded in society. An era in which our rulers would rather choke us with wildfire smoke than re-examine how our way of life damages our planet, the only home we'll ever know. This wretched era in which the third world is staring down disaster because of the upheaval caused by ours and Israel's war on Iran. This ridiculous era in which a Supreme Court dominated by religious nutjobs rewrites our laws at will. In this world, I know even just a little bit of truth can feel like a life raft. It's why so many of you are in this room, because you meet other people like yourselves and you talk about these problems together and you feel both less alone and closer to the truth. Now, it's fair to say, as I've repeated over and over again, as you all know, that I am not a friend of many people in the Democratic Party. But that's okay. In politics, if you're everyone's friend, then you're no one's friend. But I am here today because the times have gotten very strange and new political opportunities are all around us. Chances for us to push radical political change through an electoral system that right now is going through a transformation. You can feel the changes with every news story. This sense of backlash that's in the air. Inflation is not under control. Data centers that no one wants are taxing energy grids, fueling an AI bubble that may not really replace you, but will get you laid off regardless. It seems like every week, our masked Gestapo, ICE, kills another innocent person. In all my years, I don't remember seeing this much blood on American pavement. I often say that the United States is an empire in decline. And home, that means we are a nation in crisis. But where so much of Washington sees dangerous instability, I and many of you see promise. I see a real opportunity to change this country's trajectory, to improve the lot of humanity. And I know you feel it too. It's rooms like these that remind me just how many people see right from wrong and want to do something about it. getting real fighters elected. Fighters who see the crisis and can describe it in clear and truthful terms. This means demanding an end to the endless wars, an end to profiteering off of health care, an end to the rule by people who put the interests of capital over the interests of the working class. It's talk like this that has Washington terrified. It's talk like this that has MAGA terrified. These people in hate movements who try to control our lives are most afraid of popular action, of democracy, of the people. They're afraid of us because of the simple fact that there are more of us than there are of them. There always have been, and there always will be. There are more good, decent people with moral conviction who find it unfathomable that the wealthiest nation on earth chooses to spend its billions blowing up schools overseas rather than building schools in our neighborhoods. Kind people who can't understand why, in the wealthiest nation on earth, there are hundreds of thousands of people who will go to sleep outside tonight, and millions more who live paycheck to paycheck. Hard-working people, frustrated that an honest day of labor delivering packages, cleaning counters, or teaching children is no longer enough to take care of a family or own a home. All the while, the world's wealthiest man sits around tweeting racist screeds and unfunny jokes as people grow his net worth into the trillions. I should add that none of this is an accident. The inequality is the design of our system. When you see broken downtowns in a state of disrepair, or potholes that never get filled, or homeless people suffering in the streets, remember, this is the design of our system. It is not the moral failings of the individual, but a whole architecture where the ultra-rich stick their hands in the pockets of everyone else. Just as every person who has no shelter is a policy failure, every billionaire is a policy failure. But just as every billionaire is a policy failure, every congressperson who's refused to change these policies have failed you, have failed all of us. We have placed corporate interests above the interests of the people. I say no more, and we say no more. I've traveled all around the country. I've talked to countless people over dozens of protests, gone to rallies, I've gone to marches, I've gotten shot at by my own law enforcement that I pay with my taxes the salary of. And all I ever hear from the people by my side is no more. And not just, thank you. And not just the no more to Trumpism, but no more to the Democrats who compromise, who conciliate, and who betray us. No more to the fascist reactionaries, but no more to the Democrats who will collaborate and cooperate with the fascists, who will fund ICE, who will fund Israel, who will help poison the planet, who will stiff workers and help bosses. We don't need those Democrats anymore. In fact, we have a message. We are coming. We are unbossed. We're unbought. We're unbound. And we will become undeniable. Thank you.